Hello there, Randy here with the Valentine Goose Channel. There's been a lot of new people out there, and they requested that I repost the video I made for Comic Con. So I'll post that at the end of this. And I wanted to go, but my friend is working on her master's degree, or was it her PhD? She's just incredible. She's teaching herself Japanese. How do you teach yourself a language? It's crazy. But anyway, I drove her to the airport in her car because she said my car smells like gas. And I'm driving back. And if you don't know, Davenport is on the Mississippi River, and Moline is on the other side of the Mississippi River. So I'm on this big bridge crossing the Mississippi River, and her engine seized up. First the engine light came on, then it went tick, 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 and then it seized up. And I managed to coast off the bridge and turn onto a side street and tried starting. I turned the key and nothing happened. And I was like, crap. Call AAA, get to the excuse me, the mechanics, and they're like, you spun a bearing and your engine's basically all welded shut. So I'm like, oh man. So what was going to be a relaxing week off of work and just watching the cat and eating food from DoorDash and just relaxing turned out to be a frantic chase to hunt down a car so that when she got back on Tuesday, she would have a car to go to work with. And oh my gosh, it was like just frantic. And I went to so many car dealers and she wanted it inspected. So every car we looked at, I had to drive all the way to the mechanics and all the way back. And one car, it was just at a fancy Audi dealership. And the car, uh, well, they said it was good car, and I looked at the tires and said, "No, there's something wrong with these tires." And they go, "Oh no, look at the tread. The tread is deep." I'm like, "Yeah, but these tires don't look right." And so I take it to the mechanic for the inspection, and they're like, "These tires are dry rotted. This car has been parked for a long, long time. And what's more, it's been underwater." So I'm like, so the fancy Audi dealership tried to sell me a car that had been submersed in water, must have been like a flood car or something. It was rusted like all the way up to the roof on the inside and underneath the covers and stuff. Um, so yeah, you never know. You just never know. They showed me how like the shocks were rusted all the way to the top and they were just about rusted off their mounts. And Audi dealer was saying, "Hey, yeah, that's a good car with good tires." And they're like, "No, these tires." They said the back tire was coming apart. It was dry rotted so bad. So anyway, we ended up getting a 2017 Nissan Pathfinder, um, with remote start and all the good stuff, which is great here in Iowa because it's going to be below zero again by the end of the week. Um, and it's Super Bowl Sunday, so hey, um, go Eagles! I don't want the Chiefs to win. I almost said Patriots. I don't know why, but anyway, since there's new people here, I thought I would explain a little bit. This channel is called Valentine Goose because it was originally intended for another purpose. Um, I went on a vacation once where I went to Valentine, Nebraska, which may sound boring, but man, northern Nebraska is just beautiful. And then I went to Goose Creek, Colorado, which is one of my favorite places to camp. And at night, you can see the city lights because you're in the front range, but you're far enough away where like you can see all the stars and usually there's a storm rolling in every night and it's just fantastic. Um, so I called it the Valentine Goose Channel and I documented my trip and yeah, I hid the token in 2015, I think, and this was before I even wrote the book. And I was at a cemetery and there's a huge cemetery in Denver and I was looking for a particular stone, and I thought, man, this, if I didn't have a guide, or something to tell me where the stone was, I'd be lost. There's thousands and thousands of stones in the cemetery. How would I find one if I didn't know where to look? And that gave me the idea of like, well, what if these were all doors and I had to find the right door? And uh, that gave me the inspiration for Sugar Hill. And then I finally put it all together and made this treasure hunt out of it. Um, but yeah, that was 2017 that I got it finished and published. And then I thought, this Forrest Fenn thing was huge. And every time I looked up armchair treasure hunts, um, it was Forrest Fenn this and Forrest Fenn that. And I was like, oh man, no one's ever going to look at my book. So I thought, well, hey, if I solve this Forrest Fenn thing, then, you know, the next hunt would be my hunt. So I, and I was like freely posting my suggestions and all this stuff because I wanted it solved. I didn't necessarily want it to be me solving it, but that would have been great. Um, but I wanted somebody to solve it so that like the other treasure hunts that were out there could get some traction. And I literally was going boots on the ground when the announcement was made that it was found. Um, I was on my way to Wyoming, so I took a detour to God, I can't remember the name of the place, but it was Outlook Hideout or something like that, Billy the Kid's Hideout or something. Um, so I went there instead. I spent a couple days camping and uh, headed back. And there was a big get together that weekend, but I was so tired from camping and hiking that I was just like, no, I want to go home. So I missed the big get together. But yeah, I was actually out there looking, and the worst part is I was looking in the wrong area. um, I was looking at a place just outside. I thought Warm Waters Halt would be the edge of Yellowstone. The park ends, Warm Water ends, and from there I had clues and stuff going. There was actually a boat launch that was called Brown's Boat Launch. I thought, oh, that's got to be home of Brown, but I was way off. And yeah, that's how this all started. And then just in talking to people, they're like, "Oh, hey, you got the Beacon Star treasure hunt?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do." And that's how I got to know everybody. I never intended to do promotions for the Beacon Star. I was just going to put it out there and let it evolve naturally. But as I got talking to it with people, it started to get a little bit popular, and yeah. And so here's the little blurb I made for for Comic Con. Did I say Comic Con earlier? Treasure Con. If I said Comic Con earlier, I'm really sorry. I meant Treasure Con. Um, I love Vegas. I would have loved to gone. Vegas and I have a history. I knew someone who knew a lot of celebrities, and it was just a crazy, crazy time for me whenever I went to Vegas. I did go to the first time I went to Vegas. This tells you how long ago it was. The Star Trek uh, casino was just opened, and we went there. And because it was off the strip and stuff, there was like nobody in there. It was just me and my wife, my ex-wife, and some Klingons and some Ferengis because they went all out on the. It wasn't just a costume. They they wore makeup like they do on the show, so they looked like real Ferengi and real Klingons, and there was some other aliens in there. And where you sit at the bar, there was like these, I don't know what you call them, the plasma lights, like in Borg Borg ships, and uh, then they had a replica of the Enterprise. You can go walk around the Enterprise, and of course, I had to drop $20 into a slot machine, and that went pretty quickly. because my luck is horrible, given the fact that, yeah, I blew an engine driving over the Mississippi River. But anyway, uh, here's the little video I made. It's cringeworthy. I think it's cringeworthy to me because there was so much more I wanted to say, and I kept trying to, you know, speak it out, and then it didn't work. So I thought, well, I'll do it in pieces and edit it together. And my editing software, for some reason, it's the first time it's ever done this. And what it did was it took the audio track and like moved it so that the audio wasn't matching what I was saying. And of course, that's if you ever seen that, it drives you crazy. Um, but yeah, it looked like I was dubbed English over some other language because the audio track was far off. Um, but anyway, I just got fed up and I said, "Dang it, I'm going to do this in one take," and I did it. And yeah, I'm I'm not a self promoter. I hate that, so it's kind of cringeworthy. Uh, but anyway, here it is. And if you have any questions, let me know. I like to answer questions. Just put them down below, and we'll go from there. Anyway, I'll see you guys later, and here is the video. Hi, this is Randy Pischel. Welcome to TreasureCon 2025. I am the 5-time winner of the Randy Pischel Award of Excellence, and I'm here to talk about treasure hunts. Now, if you're a treasure hunt creator, I always suggest that you make sure that your puzzles and your encryptions are concise and precise and lead to a very specific area. Do not have any leaps of logic. Do not have any guesses. Everything should be spelled out in the process. Now, if you're a treasure hunt seeker, I always say read up on all the different codes that you can. Just get a book on codes and go through Beale ciphers, Caesar shifts, Vigenère ciphers, Playfair, everything. Read up on all the different ciphers, and then when you read the treasure hunt, look for patterns. Look for patterns of 5. Look for patterns of 2. Patterns that match up to the treasure hunts you just studied. Now, that's about all I can think of right now, and this is just a quick message. So just remember, my name is Randy Pischel, and the book is called The Beacon Stars, sold wherever books are sold. And my editor said I should end with an explosion, so here's an explosion.